Hello tech friends, today we're looking at the Steam Deck again, and we're going to look at some of the ways that you can customize the controls. It's a pretty versatile device with the trackpads and the joysticks and the gyro control even, and you've got the touch screen as well, so it's pretty versatile. But what game should we use to try these things out on? Well, it's the hot potato at the moment. It's got to be Trombone Champ, of course. What a flipping game this is. Saw it once, bought it immediately. Now this game is not even verified for the Steam Deck, but again it kind of shows how good the Steam Deck is really, that it can cope with things that it's never tried before. And because of all those customizable controls, you're probably gonna have a good time. Okay, let's jump right in. And we're gonna see some action. Now this game is designed to be played with the mouse and a keyboard. The mouse is kind of used to go up and down the scale. If you haven't seen this game, I'll show you it real quick. And then we'll customize some of the controls, or I'll show you how I've done that. And then we'll go through an entire level, because this game is flipping entertaining. So let's dive in here. So essentially, man, this is a game that does not take itself too seriously. Brilliant. So I'm just using the touchscreen for the minute just to get around the menus. Let's dive in here and play. Here we are. We're playing the trombone, rather obviously. Let's show you something nice and simple. Ball game. So I'm using the touchscreen here to behave like the mouse. But that's not going to help us when we actually want to play the game. I'm going to use the trackpad here as the mouse, and I'll show you how that's set up in just a second. So this is generally how it works, up and down. so that's the, oh my goodness me. I mean, I don't know why someone hasn't thought about this before. It's kind of like Guitar Hero and Rock Band and stuff like that, but with it's basically more entertaining to fluff this game up than it is to play it properly, I would say. So I'll just come out of that. So you might have seen there, I was using the trackpad over here on the right hand side, which was behaving like a mouse, and I was using this trackpad to actually do the equivalent of sort of pressing the notes, which you can normally accomplish by pressing any key on the keyboard, but we're doing it just by tapping the touchpad. So how did we do that? Let's take a look, because this didn't work right out of the box. If you head down to controller settings, you've got all of the layout here. This showing what I've currently got set on. If I go into the actual layout and start editing it, so there's loads of different templates and stuff, but more often than not, you're going to probably need to make a custom one. And the key bit is these trackpads down here. So looking at the trackpad, right trackpad, I've got this to behave as a mouse. And if I actually click it in, it will do a left mouse click, but I'm not really using that to play the game. I've also assigned the letter A to be a mouse click. It's always just handy to have a couple of different options. But you can't sort of use this and A at the same time. You have to use something else. So I'm using the left trackpad here, which is acting as a single button. And if I just show you how that works, so if I click on the edit button here, it's a regular press, and you can choose whatever key on the keyboard that you want that to trigger. You can do the equivalent of a gamepad. You can do something on the mouse. I'm just picking the letter A. It really doesn't matter which one it is for this game, because it just registers every button press as something that kind of triggers the actual playing of the sound rather than just moving up and down the scale. But rather than actually pushing the trackpad in, it will just do it on touch alone. So I could have done it as click, but I've done it just as touch alone, because then you just very lightly have to tap it, and it's just a bit easier to do it. On the left hand side then, we've also got gyro controls, and I've got the gyro to behave like a mouse. So, you know, up, down, left, right. and you can edit these things so that it inverts axis if you need it to do that, and I've done that on this one here, invert vertical axis. So there's like a ton of stuff that you can do in this. The gyro will only trigger if my finger is touching the right stick, and you can change how that's actually triggered, but because it's got a sensor in the joystick itself, so it knows when you're just tapping it gently, that's quite a handy way to just hover your mouse over it and then move the gyro around. So I'll demonstrate the gyro ability in the game. We'll try that. Actually, we should try a different song, shouldn't we, just to give you a well-rounded view of what they're all like. So let's jump out of that one. Let's try a bit of this. Some of these are very difficult, some of them are very easy. It's definitely easier on a mouse and keyboard, of course it is, but sorry, get a bit carried away with just playing it. I'll retry that, but I'll use the gyro as the control instead. So I'll still be tapping the button here on the left-hand side to actually trigger the note, but all of my movement will be using the gyro. So let's... Oh, see, it doesn't work. Not everything is perfect. Tapping the screen still works. See, touch screen as well, very useful. So here we go. What? So you, oh dear me, you get the idea with that. So gyroscope probably isn't the greatest control for that game, but you can imagine that working in loads of different games. First-person shooters apparently is quite good in those. Let's finish up with one. Look, this game is best when you do the really hard ones, essentially. So you've got your difficulty rating down here. Let's go for William Tell. I mean, that's going to be quite difficult. I'll just use the trackpads for this, and I promise you I will try as hard as I can. Okay, here we go. These little facts. Facts. Okay, let's give it a go. Right, pretty straightforward, right? Meh. when you get to the lower notes, it's even better. All right. Now look, look at. Also, these scores are a little on the generous side, aren't they? I'm not sure that was a C-level performance, but I am reliably informed that if you play the trombone, it's an identical experience. So there we go. That is Trombone Champ, used to demonstrate all of the different things that you can do with a controller. But I really only scratched the surface. I mean, you know, I've custom built that one, but there are other templates, and people have built community layouts for lots of different things. So, you know, I could have tried one of these, but it's fun to just try and get something that's exactly right for you. Remember, it's also got the back buttons on as well, which I have to say I find a little bit uncomfortable to use, but maybe that's because I got fat hands. But, you know, you can customize those as well, of course. It is super, super duper, super versatile, but honestly, I'm going to get back to Trombone Champ because I haven't played it to death yet. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.